In this video, I'm going to go ahead and unbox and review KiwiCo's Listen With Me box. So all the Panda crates I've received so far, the age range suggestions from 0 to 12 months. My baby boy is now 11 months old. Let's go ahead and see what's inside this box. Alright, as you can see right here, it says 0 to 12. That's what they say on all the Panda crates so far. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. Alright, let me center this so that you can see what's going on. Alright, so this is the little magazine they come with, pretty much on all of them. And they do say that this one is going to be for auditory development. That's what I figured would Listen to Me as the main title of this box. And as usual, this pretty much has a lot of good information for you to read about. Just telling you about what your child is going through. So it's a pretty good read. Alright, this keeps getting in the way. Give me 1 second, see if I can flatten it. Alright, there we go. Okay, so these are the little cards they come with that actually tell you what's inside here. And on the back of them, it tells you how to play with them. Alright, put these on the side here so I know what to call these when I'm taking them apart. Alright, a quick glimpse of what's inside this crate. Alright, first off is a see-through roller. As you can see, it's made of wood. It's pretty nice. Does look like there's 2 plastic screws type thing that's holding it together on both ends. Has 3 little balls in there that you can see through it. And yeah, this is probably acrylic or just type of plastic. Alright, so next is this pullback car. Looks like it moves around back and forth. I'll probably have to read a little bit of instruction and see what it does. But it's all wood, which is nice. Alright, next are these loud soft shakers. So one is a softer shake and one is a louder shake. So the louder one is this. You can hear a little bit. May move a little bit closer to the mic so you can hear a loud one. And then this is the soft one. So yeah, kind of sound like a salt shaker and sounds similar to salt shaker sounds for the soft one. Okay, next is the Panda squeakers. So it comes with this little thing, and inside here are the little pandas, looks like, and I assume they squeak. Yep, little squeaker dog things in there. I hope my dogs are not going crazy over that since I just squeaked them. But it looks like you just kind of just put them in here. Little place to put them in. Alright, so those are the main items inside this box, it looks like. They don't give you a little crate for this thing, but this is a booklet. I guess you don't need a card to introduce what a book does. This one's Poppy's Friendship Band. So it looks like just a book about making noise, different type of sounds. Okay, and the last item inside here with all the KiwiCos they come with are these stuff that allow you to play with your child with not using stuff included in this crate. They call them Beyond the Crate cards. So it comes with 4 cards here, teaching you just how to play with your child using some random household stuff like pots and pans in this one, looks like. Make a little jam session. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of reading on this to know how to play with these toys properly, as well as let my son play with them, and I'll be back with the review portion. At this point, my son has been playing with the toys inside this box for about a month now, and this is the Listen With Me box, so you guessed it, it's auditory development. So it's a lot of music-based activities or just listening skills in general. I'm starting to find as my child starts to get older, it's getting harder for me to find equivalent items from these boxes on Amazon. It's just because some of these box items are starting to get more unique and it's a little bit harder just to find. So I'm still trying my best to find something equivalent on Amazon for you guys, just to compare for pricing wise. However, I don't think it's no longer apples to apples. It's a little bit more apple to oranges at this point. One thing I've noticed in common with all the KiwiCo's Panda crates I've received so far is they all include a book. This one comes with a board book. This one is Poppy's Friendship Band. And what this book is about is just about making different sounds. Here's a little insert from it, as if you can see. There you go. It's just a lot of different sounds that you make So far, my son has really enjoyed me reading this book to him, or my wife reading the book to him. Even such a simple thing as a board book, I'm actually already having a hard time finding an equivalent on Amazon. What I did find was there is this book that's about sounds. That's for $8.99. That's actually animal sounds though. While this one is just about different rhythm of different things in the house that when you hit them, what sounds they make. Overall, out of all the books that I've received so far from KiwiCo, I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. Just because it's a little bit more interactive with the child. There's a lot of sound and rhythms that you can make. And I just find that my son is very interested in it when I read this to him. The pullback car is a fairly simple concept. It's pretty much a wind-up car where you just pull the wheels backwards on a surface and then it'll wind up the wheels here and then you can see them start to move and it propels the car forward. This is a pretty fun concept. However, my son hasn't mastered the concept of actually pulling the car back yet. He does get interested in it whenever I pull the car back for him to look at, but he hasn't done it himself yet. Pullback cars are actually fairly simple enough. You can find plenty of them on Amazon. I found a set of 3 here that are still wooden for $12.99. So while these two shakers look almost identical, there's actually a pretty big difference about them. One is a loud shaker and one is a soft shaker. And what this does is actually allows your child to tell that there are different type of sounds, different volumes and different tones. Allowing your child to listen to different type of sounds, volumes, and tones, such as loud and soft, actually helps them fine-tune their auditorial skills, which in turn makes them better talkers and readers. So this is one of those items where I couldn't really find an equivalent on Amazon. I found a lot of different type of shakers on Amazon. However, they all sound the same. There is no such thing as a soft and a loud version of something that looks identical. So while my son does actually shake these every once in a while, he hasn't really seemed to catch on that they're actually different sounds, that one's louder and one's softer, at least from any visual appearances that he's given me. One thing I did notice that he likes doing with these shakers is he's actually learning to stand them up. The see-through roller is another unique toy that seems to be only offered by KiwiCo at the time. I haven't found anything that's exactly similar. I found something on Amazon that kind of does the same thing. It's a wooden roller, has some balls inside and you can roll it and it'll still make noise. I do think this Amazon item and the see-through roller kind of overlap on the same concept. And what that is basically if you roll it, your child notices that it makes sounds, and not only does it make sounds, but they can actually even see the little balls inside moving that's making the sounds. This is a great toy to teach a child cause and effect once they learn that they can actually make sounds by rolling this. So my son hasn't mastered the technique of actually using this as a roller yet. However, he does like using it as a shaker. The last item inside the Panda Crate is the Panda Squeakers and the little tube here. This is supposed to help build dexterity and fine motor controls through spatial play. So the way your child plays with this is by putting the squeakers through the top, which is supposed to be the bigger hole, or through the center column, which is supposed to be a smaller hole. It's actually a very, very minor difference that I've noticed. Looking at it myself, you can't really tell the difference. However, you do feel a little bit of difference when you're pulling and putting the little pandas in. And these little pandas actually are also squeakers. However, I've noticed that my wife noticed that they're actually two different sounds. Let me see if I can put it a little bit closer to the mic so you can hear that. So once again, this is actually encouraging your child that there's different sounds and different volume and tones. Out of everything that came with this crate, this is probably my son's favorite item inside here. He's actually always had a liking to put objects into other objects, and this one is exactly what he wants to play with. When we first introduced this toy to my son, he pretty much knew right off the bat that he was supposed to insert one of these pandas into the holes. However, it did take him a little while to learn the concept and master the skill of taking and putting these pandas in, because the thing is a little bit soft. It's not really as structured as something like a permanence box, so he does have to be a little bit more precise when he's pulling the pandas out and putting them in. And so here's the funny thing about this toy. You might want to try to find something like this on Amazon for your child. However, I was not able to find it. Maybe you are. But what I did end up finding were dog toys that are very similar. They call them hide and seek toys. I found plenty on Amazon that are pretty much the exact same concept, except that they're not pandas. They're like ducks or just different, or squirrels or something like that. However, since these toys were actually made for dogs, I wouldn't be really comfortable in giving it to a child to play, just because if they put it in their mouth or something, I want to make sure that the material they use is actually like toxic free, which I know KiwiCo uses toxic free materials. So unlike previous boxes, I'm not really able to give you a nice big old total and tell you how much more worth it this box is versus buying everything a la carte. But I will tell you that this box is actually probably the best box yet from KiwiCo, just because I think they've upped the game a lot. At least one gets you to older boxes. If you think about it, you have 3 wooden toys here. I find that wooden toys in general are just higher quality, and they tend to last a little bit longer than some of the plastic ones, and they just don't look and feel as cheap. Especially if your child likes banging objects together. I think just banging wood together just has a nicer sound than banging plastic. Let me know down below in the comment section which one of these toys is your favorite. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel, as that really helps support the channel so that I can bring you more content, well, like this. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.